Hello everybody, welcome back to those who've viewed before, and hello new viewers. I am Mr. JP, and this game is Out of Ore. So, a bit of a dull gameplay session. I'm just currently stripping the top off of this area over here, using this machine, which we're about to fire up, which runs down into that conveyor, and all the way over to the base over there. There's another machine over there that I built just to get rid of all this top dressing. Overburden, I think is the correct term. So, let's go over here and start this one up. And then start up these. These should have 4002, 3003, okay. So, near one first then. So yeah, we're just going to work these machines and just dig my way across here. I've been a little bit busy. Ripping out overburden and putting in sort of foundations and getting some levels worked out. That kind of thing. Experimenting with what you can and can't do with particle physics in the game when it comes to these balls of rock. Try and keep them to a minimum is the answer. I've managed to consistently crash the game about 3 or 4 times this morning with a big bulldozer. The trick to it is to play the game for around about an hour. Make sure you're bulldozing lots of stuff, and before you know it, your frames per second start to drop. Excuse me a sec. Your frames per second will start to drop, and you'll start to get lag. That's the time to save, because after that it just gets worse and worse. Normally this game runs at 50 frames per second, no worries on my machine. I was down to like 23, 24, I saw 13 before it finally went kaput and crashed. And it's an Unreal Engine fault. It doesn't appear to be unique to Out of Ore. I've seen similar Unreal Engine faults in several other games. It's got memory leaks. The Unreal Engine appears to have memory leaks, but with the bulldozer, it's probably down to the amount of particles being generated. There's probably an upper limit to the number of these balls. Whether it's 64, which is recommended for particles like that in Space Engineers, or whether it's say 128 or 300 and something. It doesn't make a lot of odds if you exceed it. You exceed the size, I should think, of some kind of table or file, or it gets massive and the game engine can't handle files that size, and ching, you have a memory error. I reckon that's how it goes. I'm not a software engineer, I'm a hardware engineer, and our stuff uses memory. It'd help if I turned off my bucket log. There we go. And I know that some games are worse than others at memory leaks and eating memory. I've seen a few over the years. This one isn't too bad. You just avoid generating too many of these particles and everything's cool. You know, it's hence why the machinery is a good idea, because it allows you to shift a lot of stuff a long way without being a particle, if you're clever about it. I've got one place where they rematerialise for a second before heading out of one hopper and into another, but it's kind of handy because it gives me somewhere where it just backs up for a second and allows you to monitor what's going on, which is kind of cool. You can see what's going through. On the rare occasions there is anything nice and tasty from the rich stuff. I think I have had tasty stuff come out of the paydirt in the other hole. There's just over there's definitely something that was a goldy colour, and it has landed in the pile of stuff because I wasn't caching that stuff in. And it looks a goldy colour. So there's definitely gold in the paydirt, people. I've seen people saying they're not finding anything on Steam and in the Discord. And no, it's there. It's there. You're just either not deep enough or not in the right place. There is a correlation between the surface patterns and the paydirt around seams. I have noticed that. Seems to be this common paydirts near to certain seams. So if you can establish the link between the two and find somewhere rich, I don't know how much you might make. I've seen some videos of people making thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands a day. I can definitely make hundreds of thousands a day. I'll just hit lithium seams with a dumper. Most cash efficient way of doing business. What I'm doing right now isn't that efficient, really, in cash terms. I'm just dumping coal into these hoppers, which isn't that good really, because the machines waste it and that kind of thing. At the same time, I'm not having to drive over to the base every 5 bucketfuls, so it's saving me a heap of mining time. More time on the bucket, less time on the dump. So, and that's what we're trying for here, is cycles. We want as many cycles per hour as possible. Game hour, not real hour. Though real hour, of course, is important. But it takes about 6 minutes to load a dumper truck up if you're quick cycling. I don't know how, but I don't. Yeah, that was game then. I think. No, those are real minutes. So I think quick cycling hoppers like this is faster when they're nearby. Luckily I built this rig with the intention of extending it into this hill, so that isn't so bad. Once we get down deep enough, that's the key thing here. Depth. Need some depth. It's all about the depth, my friends. All about the depth. And currently I'm on top of the hill, which isn't where I want to be really. I've made some big errors in this game if high-speed mining was the idea, but at the same time I did have a lot of funds until I built that giant machine over there. I could sell off one of my dozers, that'd double my money. Or I could just go and hunt up a... There's a massive coal seam over the back of the surface. There's a couple of lithium seams just there, literally at the top of that ramp. So if I get desperate for cash, I haven't got a problem, and I can always go and reopen the other ones that I'm saving for my tunnelling project. So yeah, we've got options for cash. It's not a problem. It is a problem at the start of the game. Once you're a bit into it and you've got some machinery that you can sell if you need to. So I could always sell off a 501 as well. That's 2 mil for that and dozer. I've also got an excavator that's still parked that I haven't used. I've had a quick shot with the grader. I like it. I also need practice. Lots of practice. I'm unwilling to film what I did. It's a powerful tool, the grader. It requires je ne sais quoi, I suppose. A little bit of skill, a little bit of patience, and as I already mentioned, practice. Same as these loaders really, you can get full loads out of these shallow piles, just a matter of taking it easy, careful. Yeah, I keep on filling my hoppers in no particular order, which isn't very efficient, but I do have quite a lead on the machine, so as long as I keep alternating, everything's fine. Every couple. That gets a bit of pay dirt now. Yeah, I mean, this is what a good chunk of the game consists of currently, is mining. Building machinery is cool. I'm pretty sure there's more advanced ways to build this stuff that I haven't figured out yet. I will, don't worry. I know I'm not using the cone crusher at the moment, but I am not hauling out much stone at the moment, so realistically I don't actually think the cone crusher is going to do much good on this production route. So I'll get that out when I'm a bit deeper. Probably the next setup I build, to be honest. Subject to going deeper, I'm going to start getting a bit of depth because the ground shallows off on the other side of this seam. Time for a ramp down into these seams, because I'm literally going to come in here for the seams, I think, and then bulldoze the rest out of here. We'll see. Now, I was getting a little bit of lag just then as I generated all of those balls. You see how many little ones there were in there. I'm sure a table needs extending somewhere, because had this, or it's too big for the game. They had this problem with the payments table. It was getting too big and causing lag, and it was limited to, I think, 90, and that sorted the problem. Yeah, keep an eye out for payments coming in the top left. I keep missing, so I've gone in there. Back here. I prefer this machine to the other one because it's got a sensible waste disposal that takes it a fair distance away. Which is kind of useful, since I'm not using the stone or the waste on a road at the moment, and there's going to be plenty more anyway. Don't think waste stone is something you've got to worry about. Sorry, waste dirt. I've heard that people are paving their maps with waste stone, so yeah. Guess you've got to put a lot of stuff through a cone crusher to get that much stone. They must be quite deep, or have ripped into the side of a mountain and revealed a cliff or something. Perhaps I should have a go at that. Go down into a valley with some explosives and just blow a hole in something. Yeah, it appeals. I'll get around to it. Sure, plenty of other people have got round to it. Explosives do that. Sort of attract people. Even when they shouldn't be there. Like, you know, that's unexploded ammunition, people, it's not something to go and see being blown up. Jeez. Some people have got an awful shot going to see shows like that as well. It's fairly safe in a computer game, of course. We can use rocket launchers at point blank in certain games and not die, which is why I stopped playing. Just weren't quite the thing. Going down this bit, I think. Yeah, so 7 grand there. So this is making us money. That's alright. Now I'm a bit deeper, I'm actually getting decent bucketfuls, so depth is key. You want to be about the depth of the loader. For a nice step for loading. A handy fact to know. Middle and takes ridge out, I think. Okay. That slow bit of lag again. Hopefully the soil update that's apparently coming will solve a lot of these issues, maybe make it behave a little bit better. Kind of cool. some kind of wash plant for separating ore from stone. That would be awesome as well. Just because it'd be cool to see what's actually coming out of the pay dirt. Like something that's pay dirt specific. You've got something that sorts everything from dirt. You've got stuff that crushes stone in 2 different ways, but there's nothing really specific for the pay dirt. A bit, yeah. Considering how much pay dirt there is. I mean, yeah, the sorting drum is for the pay dirt. It does sort out everything, I know, but you get what I'm saying. All of that fine powder that's going out through that sorting drum needs to go through your wash plant and be checked for really fine gold. That's my opinion on it. Maybe you can use a drum on it again. I don't know. More experiments to do once I'm back in the middle of my big hole, I think. See if I can undercut the dumper. Do something crazy, make it flip around. No. Instead, I'm just not going to be able to dig anything. Just wiping out the topsoil. Not that I mind. That's quite full. I've got a nice little ramp to reverse the dumper now. Just like that. Gearbox is still a bit jerky, needs a little work. Might be better in manual mode, but I'm not on a controller. I haven't got the fingers for that at the moment. Too cold. Yeah, I live in a house with economists, so I'm sat here in like 4 layers and a jacket, by the way. Central heating has been on twice since the start of October or something. So yeah, doing our bit for the environment, not using any gas, etc, etc. As for those people who are running around blowing up gas lines, if I get hold of you. Crazy people, we might need those lines at some point for something else, you know, like water. There we go. Never understood that about the Ruskies. Wherever they invade, they rip apart and blow up for kicks. Sorry if you're Russian, but you don't have a good record when it comes to looting, okay? In the Second World War onwards, seems like looting seems to be okay for Russian army. A bit of a struggle to dig there. I'm sure when your wheels aren't level it doesn't like it. It's very easy to get unlevel with the 500 with that bucket on it. It just seems to dig V-shaped holes that off-angle the wheels really easily. So, something to be remembered. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to sort of end this gameplay video. I'm not going to be doing much else for the next few hours of gameplay. I pulled an all-nighter to clear all of the top of this area with bulldozers. Might have also cleared another area in that time. Got a bit more road building done. Just been flicking from one job to another, so I don't get sort of stale on it, on one job really. But got to get into this therapeutic rhythm of digging for a while, judging by the look of the task I have ahead of me here. Luckily there's plenty of seams to keep me interested through here. All with a bigger objective in mind, which is access to those big lithium seams. And I've got a separate lithium mine to dig up on the hill, but I'm going to wait until I've perfected all of my techniques. I think will be the trick. That's a nice bucket full. Maybe overly full. So yeah, it makes money. This is the way to make money. Fast cycling the machine near you and just keep emptying. Or using a dumper if it's only a short distance. That works quite well as well. Like from here back to there, it's getting to the range where dumper might be as efficient as running around with the loader. So one journey for every 3 to 5 bucketfuls instead of a journey every time sort of thing. At the same time, if I keep getting bucketfuls like that, you won't have too many worries. Did I go near or far last time? I can't remember. Go near. So, if anyone's got any other methods of mining they're using, you know, how successful are they? Got a vid, leave it. You know, it's there are many ways of skinning this cat, I think. I don't think this is limited like other mining games where it's sort of mined from the top down or nothing. I think you can go in from underneath. It doesn't really make a lot of difference to the value of the dirt here. Whereas in other games it's just a matter of it gets more valuable as you get deeper. It probably is here as well. But in other games when you go in from underneath, everything above you gets zeroed to an arbitrary figure. And I think these are, because they're fixed and don't really do collapse physics, that may not happen. But with the soil update that may change. I'm looking forward to it. Really am enjoying playing the game. So I'm going to leave this here and finish the recording. So thank you everybody for tuning in, for being able to put up with the sheer boredom of me feeding machines. Because it's not the most entertaining thing, but the challenge in doing this for me is getting a big open mine going. You know, I want something that looks like a big strip mine with big cliffs and, you know, all the trimmings that you have when you walk up on a big mine over a hill, you know, which is the aim from the base, is to walk up and over that hill and be like, oh, there's a massive mine. What are your objectives in the game? I mean, do you like building bridges between the hills? Do you like building big mines? Do you like building small mines? You know, let me know in the comments. Leave a message saying which type of mine you prefer. Whether you go with machinery for processing or whether you just run it in with a dumper. You know, that kind of thing. But yeah, thanks to all my subscribers, thanks to all my viewers. And I'll probably see you after I've done a few more hours of this. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bye.